Please repeat after me. There can only be one me. There was no me before me. There will be no me after me. And since I'm the only me that the world will see, I will be the best me that I can be. Give yourselves a round of applause. My number one goal here today was to turn you all into rappers, and I was able to do that, so thank you very much. But my other goal today was to talk to you all about how we can find common ground in uncommon times. It's pretty safe to say right now that we are living in uncommon times. We are living in a world right now where our political climate is such that we are alienating individuals based on their beliefs. We are saying that you are only your political party. If you are conservative, you can't have a conversation with me. Or if you are liberal, you can't be in my space. If you believe in this or if you believe in that, then you don't belong near me. And it almost is as if we are looking for reasons to push people away from us. And despite everything that we've been through in this country, so many people have said that this is the most polarized we have ever been. Uncommon times. But I believe that even in the worst of times, if we are focused, if we believe that it is up to us, if we believe that there's only one me and there's only one opportunity for us to be able to change this conversation, then we can actually be able to find common ground in these uncommon times. And if you just look at some of these natural disasters that have been taking place, we are seeing in America the best of what America has to offer. We are seeing each other find that common ground in these uncommon times. When I turn on the television and see what has happened with Hurricane Irma and Harvey, I'm seeing people help each other. I'm seeing people who have boats go to communities where people don't have the ability to leave their homes and helping them get out. Common ground. I'm seeing people who are stuck in their bakeries who don't have an opportunity to leave saying, okay, we're here, we're just going to bake bread and feed the people. Common ground. I see individuals opening up their churches and their mosques and their synagogues, and they're not asking, who are you when you walk in? Do you believe in our God? Do you call out God by the same name that we call him to? They're saying, no, we are sheltering you because you are a human being. Because at the end of the day, our human experience is what needs to help us find common ground. I even saw one story on an airplane. A flight got canceled, and so everybody had to find cars and figure out where they were going to go. And one woman, she just couldn't get anywhere. And so another family said, you can drive with us. We'll take you where we need to go. You see, we as human beings in this country, as well as beyond, we have the ability to find common ground when there are natural disasters. And I believe that if we can find common ground during natural disasters, we can find common ground during man-made disasters, during human-made disasters, during woman-made disasters. We can do that. And what I want to share with you all is 4 simple techniques of what we can do individually, in our jobs, in our communities, and even beyond that to help find common ground. I believe in growing, and I speak a lot about growing towards your greatness. But for me, GROW is an acronym. It's GROW. And so when we talk about growing and finding common ground, the first thing that we need to do is give. Everyone say give. You have to remember, as Les Brown said, that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we have to use them in proportion. And what that means is, if you want to start building common ground, you have to start giving your attention to the experiences of other people. And too many times when a discussion might be getting heated, we find ourselves waiting to speak as opposed to actually listening. And some of us who are married know that a little better than others. I'll just leave that alone for now. But we have to remember that when we get the most frustrated, sometimes we have to sit back and actually hear what the person is saying. You know, it's the great Stephen Covey who said that we have to seek to understand before we seek to be understood. And too many times, we selfishly want to just say what's on our mind and not hear what else everyone else is dealing with. I know in my space dealing with leadership and diversity in education, whether it's in the United States or abroad, I've had too many experiences where I found myself getting frustrated and angry and not really listening to the experiences of the other people, and I lost them. I lost the ability to communicate with them. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you're losing the possibilities to create incredible conversations. And the other part of giving is about service. Dr. King said everybody can be great because everybody can serve. So are we giving more of our time, giving more of our energy to help people? Because sometimes when people see you serving for no reason at all, and you're serving them in their completely different faith and background of who you are, then they're willing to listen to you as well. So let's look at our quality and our quantity of giving, because everybody has the ability to do that. The next step, the next thing we have to do if we're interested in finding common ground, is we have to release. Everybody say release. You have to learn to let go of preconceived notions of the individuals with whom you're dealing. Too many times we're afraid to embark in a conversation because we look at the clothing of somebody. Maybe their pants are sagging, or maybe they have a head covering, or maybe they're dressed in a way we don't find appropriate. And these preconceived notions prevent us from having any possible conversations. And literally, we're walking by somebody who would be the first person to give us the shirt off their back if there was an emergency. And so in our lives, in our workplaces, we have to ask ourselves, what do I really think about this individual? In the spaces that I work in, whenever I walk into the door, some people say, oh, that's an angry black man. Or some people see someone, and based on their age, if this is an older individual, this person is too old to be able to have any relationship with young people. And the list goes on and on and on. Donna Ford said, what we don't know about each other, we make up. And too many times, we make up things that don't even give people an opportunity to have a real chance. And I am guilty of it myself, even working in this area. All of us have prejudice. All of us have biases. But too many of us want to say, oh, no, I'm colorblind. Well, my question is, if you're colorblind, how do you stop at the light? I'm just wondering, because if you haven't figured out, let me know. But it's been shown that as young as 3 months old, we start developing prejudice. And all prejudice means is prejudgments. And so we have to challenge our preconceived notions. And once we do that, we'll be able to overcome. Everybody say overcome. We have to overcome our fears. Having courageous conversations in our family lives, in our personal lives, on the job, it takes courage. It takes courage to be able to break down a stereotype that you may have had about a particular group. It takes courage to be able to say, I've had preconceived notions about you based on what I saw on television, or what I read in a book, or what I saw walking down the street. But you have to remember what Ziegler said. He said, fear is just spelled F-E-A-R. And all that means is false evidence appearing real. I've been dealing with an uncomfortable fear of this thing we call flying. I used to watch a show called The Golden Girls, and I know y'all too young to know about The Golden Girls, but I used to watch that with my family growing up, and there was a character named Dorothy who was played by the late Bea Arthur, who was so afraid to fly that when she actually had to get on a plane to go to a funeral, she would tell her friends, don't look at me when you speak because it's going to shake the plane. And that's kind of how I was about flying, but I believe, as Dexter Yeager said, that if your dreams are big enough, the problems don't matter. So I had to get over that fear because my dream was to speak to the world. But I also have a bigger dream now in helping us find common ground. And I know that part of finding common ground does not happen when we are fearful. And so I encourage you today to actually think about, what am I fearful of? What do I have to lose? You might lose a stereotype by engaging in courageous conversation, but you might gain a community. And you have to weigh what's more important as it relates to building a country, as it relates to building a planet. And once you focus on your giving, your releasing, and your overcoming, then you can actually win. Everybody say win. I believe that we will win if we do not give in. Look at what we've been through just in America alone. Japanese internment camps, slavery, suffragist movement, equal equality, marriage rights. The list goes on and on and on. But this country has a beautiful ability to self-correct. It may take time, we may be impatient, but over time, if we stay the course, we do win. I'm sitting in a room with individuals right now. Depending on the time, we may not have been able to be together. We may not have been able to congregate based on your gender or your race or religion, but we are here today because we have worked, sometimes slowly, sometimes a little faster, to find common ground. And if we can do it then, we can do it now. So if we focus on giving, releasing, and overcoming and winning, I believe that we can grow as a country. We can grow towards our greatness. The greatness is inside of us. I do believe, as Dr. King said, that everybody can be great because everybody can serve. And so I say that often because too many of us don't think about that. So when you leave here today, how can you be great? How can you serve more people? How can you help us find that common ground? I believe that it's in our destiny. I believe individually and as a society, we can do that. And I want to close out with this poem that speaks to the greatness that is in every single one of us. They say that greatness is a choice, but what have you chosen? You've been frozen in time and broken in mind. For too long, the same song playing in your head, living in breath, but better off dead. But who said that you didn't have the power? Who said this is not your hour? You've been showered with a steady stream of words that kill your dreams. But since you're still breathing, then someone has lied to you, tried to deny you of your own potential inside you. If you just decide to, let no one deride you. Don't even let them get beside you as you unearth the new you. Stop listening to naysayers and decide to do you. No more pity parties, sob stories, and boo-hoos. If no one told you that you're great, then let me be the first to. If you develop the thirst to drink from faith's fountain, you'll develop the might to move mountains. You see, we remove tons of dirt to find 1 ounce of gold. So we'll ask you to remove tons of hurt and just uncover 1 ounce of your soul. You'll set yourself on a true path of excellence, getting out of your passenger seat and driving your own car, reaching for the moon, but maybe only landing among the stars. You see, you have greatness inside you, but you must choose to be great. Blaze a path of excellence, leaving fear in your wake. All you need is already inside you. You just must believe in yourself. Grow towards your greatness and discover your true wealth. Find that common ground. Thank you.